date
6/14,
and our trial date.
6/21.
Thank you. Yes.
Attorney guy, he just wants to speak to about one of the cases. Saying that his client knows a mix up. When it's supposed to be here. He just wants to,
Okay, who is it?
just, Quentin knows.
You can bring him in. Oh, hi, hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well.
What's going on?
Are we under?
Oh, no, but we're
Oh,
live.
no, that's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I had an expert, I was in trial, federal trial for like a month, and I had asked for this adjourned date or whatever. I mailed it to my client's holder. I just talked to him. He just moved to a new address, and I sent my text, but I checked with my office, and they mailed it out to his old address. I hadn't updated my office. That's my fault, Judge.
What's his name?
Quintanilla Raphael.
Kenyetta. It was set for trial today? Is it set for trial today?
It is for bench.
Right. Is the officer here? Who's the officer? Let me see.
I don't know your Honor. I didn't see that part.
What did I have? I don't think I had Kenyetta.
What was they checking it?
Oh. You are. Officer Patricia Harris. Let me see if she's checked in.
Yep.
Yes,
F here is,
Patricia.
oh, no, I got an F here.
Okay. Officer Carter, can you confirm that F. Harris is not here on Quintanilla? And Officer Burgess, if you have your client zoom in, you can still handle it at 10 o'clock.
Yes,
The only one I have is Harris. I do have a Harris, but I don't know if it's.
Right, can you make sure that Harris is not here on Quintanilla? Oh, he's on Zoom, never mind. Let me confirm which case Harris is on. Mr. Walling, are you ready to bring in some people?
For you. Some of these people, it's really trying to get them to get their documents here in a timely fashion. Do you want them set for a bench trial via Zoom? Can we still do that, or what is your pleasure?
No, just a pre-trial.
Another
that's the case.
would be an adjourned pre-trial.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay, thank you. 1 second. Officer Harris, what case are you here on?
Good morning. Your Honor. I'm here
Good morning.
Let's see, MAJDI. Last name is QAWASMI.
Okay.
Johnny wasn't me.
All right, is that the only case that you're here on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We're not quite ready for you yet.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Walling, who would you like for me to bring up?
Ms. Corker, these people are in room 4 and are getting new dates, Your Honor. Ms. Coker, Mr. Corley, from 4. And,
Got it?
and Mr. Collins and Underwood in 6.
All right. All right, so if everyone can mute themselves and turn off their camera until I'm ready to call your case. Thank you. Please keep your cameras off until I ask you to turn it on. All right. And Corley, Coker, Collins. Mr. Corley, you can turn on your camera, sir. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Damon Corley Jr. This is ticket number P1387515. Mr. Corley is charged with no insurance misdemeanor and failure to display a valid driver's license. Also calling ticket number P467650. He's charged with no insurance misdemeanor and driving while license not valid. May I have your appearances, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Also calling ticket number P784630. He's charged with driver's license never acquired. Now may I have your appearance?
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Philip X. Walling, P35229. I am one of your House counsel today representing Mr. Corley. State your name, please, sir.
Damon Corley Jr.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. And I don't know, I have a birth date for Mr. Corley Jr. I don't know if the other matters apply to him. So do you wish to
Okay.
know that now or on our next pretrial date?
So Mr., let me see, let me look and see, because there is a distinction between Junior and Corley.
Yeah, I'm guessing
But
20 years worth of distinction, Your Honor.
they all have the same date of birth,
Oh, they do.
7/9/91. Is that correct, Mr. Corley?
Yes.
So
Okay.
all these
All right.
are for this Mr. Corley then, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Corley's matters are scheduled for pretrial this morning. Mr. Walling, how would your client like to proceed?
At this time, Your Honor, I would like to have these matters set for another pretrial. Mr. Corley assures me he's going to take some efforts to resolve some of these matters, to come with this paperwork.
Okay, Mr. Corley, I'm gonna set this for a pretrial. Your pretrial is gonna, and this will be the last pretrial that I set. The pretrial is gonna be on June 14th at 8:30 a.m.
Quicker than I anticipated, Judge.
Yes. All right, so we'll see you over Zoom on June 14th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Right.
Ms. Coker, you can turn on your camera, ma'am. Thank you. And unmute yourself. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Shamira Coker. This is ticket number P142678. Ms. Coker is charged with having defective brake lights and improper lane usage. Also calling ticket number P1426819. She's charged with driver's license never acquired and no insurance misdemeanor. May I have your appearances, please?
Philip Walling, representing Ms. Coker. State your name, please, Ms. Coker.
I'm here.
Say your name.
Shamir Coker.
Okay, thank you. So Ms. Coker is before the court for pretrial this morning. Mr. Walling, how would your client like to proceed?
Your Honor, we're asking the court to adjourn this pretrial date. Ms. Coker did want to update the court. Apparently, when she last saw you, which of course I don't know or remember, she tells me that you expressed a great deal of concern with regard to the defective brake lights, and she wanted to update you on that particular matter.
Okay,
You're
go
up,
ahead,
Ms.
Ms. Coker.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I ain't know. Right now, my car is in the shop. They are working on the trunk in the trunk and the bumper because they won't fix it until I get that fixed because the water is going through hitting my brake lights and it's keep messing it up. So they want to fix that first. So it's in a shop.
Oh. Okay, did they tell you about how long that's gonna take to repair?
No, but he said it was like 2 or 3 other cars before my car. So I just been calling to see if he worked on it or trying to keep checking up on it until he's working on it. But right now he said he's still working on 1 car. So
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna give you until June 14th.
okay.
And hopefully they will have repaired it by June 14th. So, you know, just try to stay on them and hopefully they will have it completed by then.
I'm hoping to, because I'm ready to put it in the shop to get the brake lights fixed.
Okay, all righty. Well, thank you for the update. We'll see you on June 14th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Mr. Collins, you can turn on your camera, sir. And you're all set, Ms. Copeland. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Lamar Collins, ticket number P1407615. He's charged with no insurance misdemeanor having expired plates. Also calling ticket number P1369330. He's charged with no insurance misdemeanor having expired plates and driving while license suspended. Also calling ticket number P1248087. Mr. Collins is charged with driving while license suspended. May I have your appearances, please?
Rebecca Walling, well, Rebecca representing Lamar Collins, who you called. State your name, Mr. Collins.
Lamar Collins.
All right, good morning, Mr. Collins.
Good morning.
Mr. Collins, matters are scheduled for arraignment on the bench warrant. Mr. Walling, how would your client like to proceed?
At this time, Your Honor, we plead not guilty and my client waives any kind of formal reading.
All right, the court will enter a not guilty plea. The court will recall any warrants in this matter. Now, Mr. Walling, how would your client like to proceed?
Well, this wasn't exactly the Collins I had figured on. I was looking for B Collins, but this Collins here, Lamar, has his paperwork in order. He tells me he has a driver's license that expires 7/16/23 and insurance that expires November the 22nd of 23. He has that available if the court's young eyes instead of my old eyes would like to look at it. But on the basis of that, I ask for to consider dismissal.
Okay, yeah, you need to speak with the prosecutor for that.
Okay.
So, Mr. Collins, we're not quite ready on your case. I'm gonna ask you to go back to room 4. And as soon as he's able to speak with the prosecutor, we'll call you back out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I was actually looking for B Collins, who's in 6.
Okay, I see Mr. B. Brian Collins. Ms. Underwood, you can turn on your camera. And Officer Johnson, we've completed your case, so you're free to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, so this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Erica Underwood. This is ticket number 512763. Ms. Underwood is charged with driving while license not valid. Also calling ticket number P1396503. Ms. Underwood is charged with driving while license not valid, no insurance, and having tinted windows.
Philip Walling.
May I have your appearances?
Yep. Philip Walling representing Ms. Underwood. State your name, please, Ms. Underwood.
Erica Underwood.
Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Ms. Underwood.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Ms. Underwood is before the court for pretrial this morning. Mr. Walling, how would your client like to proceed?
Your Honor, I'd like to adjourn this pre-trial. My client is acquiring documents.
Okay, Ms. Underwood, I'm going to give you until June 14th to obtain those documents, okay? So I'm going to adjourn these matters until June 14th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you June 14th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and I'll bring out Brian Collins. And I'll put Lamar Collins in 6.
Okay.
Mr. King, did somebody ask you to leave the breakout room? You're muted, sir.
No,
Did
ma'am,
someone
I
ask-
had got disconnected and then when I logged back in, it logged me right back into here. It logged me to here.
Okay, I don't know how that happened, but I'll put you back in 6. And you
say that
can
again?
take the,
Yeah.
all right, I'll put you back in 6. Brian Collins
you.
has not come out yet. You're welcome.
Okay,
And Mr. Lamar Collins, I need you to accept the request to go into the breakout room.
I don't see the request.
Let me try it again. 1, 2, 4.
Hold on.
Yes, I don't see the request either, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again.
It worked in your car, does it?
Swipe your screen. It should have you go back to your breakout rooms. For both of you.
When I swipe it, show me everybody who in court.
Doesn't, okay. I'll try once more. Mark Collins, 6.
Okay, I see it.
Thank you. And with Mr. Brian Collins, you can turn on your camera. I'm gonna try again with you, Mr. King.
Okay.
Can you put a shirt on, sir?
Yes, I will. I gotta find one.
Okay, thank you.
Lucas.
I'll mute.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna unmute you, sir. Or ask you to unmute. All right, this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Brian Collins. This is ticket number P1347281. Mr. Collins is charged with driving while license suspended, having defective brake lights and failure to secure load. May I have your appearances, please?
Silvex Walling representing Brian Collins. State your name, please.
Brian David Collins.
Now,
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
good morning,
So, Mr.
Judge. I'm sorry, I'm working from just at this point, just the docket sheet that I received, and the docket I have did not have the last 2 matters that you called.
Yes, they were, they actually are not. Maybe he was warned on both of them, so he
Perfect.
didn't receive a ticket.
Very good. Thank you. That helps a lot. At this time, Your Honor, my client wishes to continue his not guilty plea, have this matter set for a pretrial.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Collins, the court is going to give you one more pretrial. Your pretrial is going to be on June 14th at 8:30 a.m.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Wazak.
Good morning. Do we have this on?
What do you have?
Mr. Ullman is in the courtroom with me,
We
Judge.
own it. The judge own it.
Robert Ullman.
You own it.
Mr. Alman, you can come forward. Does he have retained counsel? Did you hire a lawyer?
I did hire a lawyer,
Yes.
but right now he has a medical issue.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
That's what his office called, told me yesterday.
okay. What are we doing on Mr. Ullman's case?
Judge, he had, do you mind?
I don't mind,
Let me-
I'm sorry.
Judge, he's done everything he's supposed to do except the 20 hours of community service. Because of an issue with his mother's health, he was not able to begin that. He is scheduled with Mr. James Phillip to start that in the coming week.
Within probably the next day or two.
So he's just asking for a little bit of additional time. He's got the test results, he's taken the class, and he has paid his fines and costs.
Okay, this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Robert Ullman. This is ticket number U-637-68322. Mr. Ullman is charged with accosting and soliciting another for an act of prostitution. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wazak, P35225 with the defendant. Mr. Ullman, will you tell the judge your name, please?
My name is Robert Casimir Allman.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Ullman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ullman, do you have any problem with Mr. Wazak standing in on behalf of your lawyer for this review?
I do not.
Okay, so Mr. Ullman is before the court for review this morning. Mr. Wazak, what would you like the court to know?
Judge, as I indicated at an off-the-record sidebar, Mr. Ullman just needs to complete the community service. He's scheduled to do that and is requesting a brief adjournment.
All right, Mr. Ullman, how long do you think it'll take for you to complete the 20 hours of community service?
I'm supposed to be with Mr. Phillips. He's probably gonna be calling me today. If not, I'm gonna be calling him. And I'm gonna ask him, how long it would take. I was also told, my mom's going in today for a doctor's appointment to find out when she's gonna start her treatment. She has cancer. And there was something about possibly like maybe doing some community service at the clinic that she's gonna go to. But Mr. James Phillips from the Southwest Community Region, it's in the Southwest part, it's where I took the test. He told me that he could work with me on that too, the community service.
All right, I'm just trying to get a time frame as to how much time I'm gonna put this matter over.
Maybe it was 20 hours.
It was 20 hours.
So that would be roughly 3 days.
Okay.
Or 6 half days.
6 half days.
So how long, you want to use 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I'll give you a month.
Okay.
All right,
It's
so a
even
month is,
better. Thank you, Judge.
no
Thank you,
problem.
Your Honor.
You're welcome. So that means, sir, that you're gonna have to come back with that completed. Do we work on July 3rd? It's a Monday. No.
Yeah.
That pink thing, okay. So July 3rd
July 3rd.
at 9 AM.
No, I do need to report back to the court.
You can report over Zoom.
Okay, so I'll get with my attorney, Nick Franchek, to let him know, because I was doing the Zoom sessions with him in his office.
Okay, that's fine.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank
You're all
you, Your
set.
Honor.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
day.
You too. Thank you.
Hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend.
I did. Thank you very much.
If I could, then I'm going to bring in Marquez Carlisle for an officer.
Okay, Carlisle. And you can have, Mr. Officer Carter, you can have Mr., what's his name? Mr. Burgess come in.
Okay.
I'm gonna admit your client.
Yes, sure.
can you text him and tell him to connect his audio?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And stop walking around.
Yeah, I'll do that. Make me seasick. I think he doesn't realize we're on just. I don't think he's looked down yet, so.
Or maybe you need to call him.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to connect your audio. Stand still. You think it's so seasick.
And take off your hat.
Take off your hat, please. That's okay. You probably didn't know you're connected. That's okay. See you. All right. Yeah, join on. Yep.
All right, can you hear us, Mr. Quintanilla?
Yes. Arlo.
Thanks. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Rafael Quintanilla. This is ticket number SP 128-93741. He's charged with disorderly conduct. May I have your appearances, please?
Yes, sure. Good morning. May it please the court, David Burgess, 258-557. On behalf of Rafael Quintanilla, a judge who's appearing via Zoom for reasons I stated previously to the court.
All right, Mr. Quintanilla, please state your name for the record, sir.
Rafael Quintanilla.
All right, good morning.
Morning.
So Mr. Quintanilla's case is before the court for trial this morning. Mr. Burgess, how would your client like to proceed?
Your Honor, the people are not ready to proceed. Apparently, Officer Harris has not checked in. So we would ask the court respectfully to dismiss this matter. We understand it will be without prejudice.
All right, thank you. Officer Carter, has an Officer Patricia Harris checked in with the court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I don't see Officer Patricia Harris in the Zoom breakout rooms either. Because she has failed to appear, the court is going to grant your lawyer's request or motion and dismiss this case against you, sir. Please understand that the dismissal is without prejudice, which means that the prosecution can reissue if they're later able to locate their witness. But it's dismissed today, so good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Walling, are you ready on anyone else?
No, Judge, until I talk to Ms. Horn. I do
Okay,
have,
thank you.
I would like to talk to your clerk. I understand Mr. King has some other matters scheduled in June. I was wondering if we could get those pulled and try and resolve them today.
All right, we'll see what his Ricky King's matters are scheduled for in June, and maybe we'll put them over till June and resolve them all in June.
Potato, potato.
Just need a Secretary of State record. Someone Harris is here.
What do you have?
Judge, if we could call the Michael Powell case, there are some circumstances I need to make the court aware of.
All right, Mr. Powell, come to the podium, please.
He is not here, Judge. That's the circumstances.
Oh,
Basically, Judge, he just a moment ago advised me that he was doing Judge Kevin Cox's courtroom at 3rd Circuit. I told him, well, over there, so you don't get a warrant, it's a court of higher jurisdiction, please come back, but now I understand that it is a dismissal. So we're hoping we can go ahead and proceed with it in absentia.
okay, thank you. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Michael Elliott Powell, ticket number P 1299809. Mr. Powell is charged with driving while license not valid or improper. Your appearances, please.
Speaker Warren on behalf of the city of Detroit, P 70373.
Your Honor. It's also Nicholas Hoppat, 179.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Daniel Wazak. My bar number is P35225. I represent Mr. Michael Powell, who was here this morning, but has gone to Third Circuit Court to avoid the issuance of a warrant.
All right, thank you.
I would ask that we proceed in his absence, Judge.
Thank you. The court is going to waive Mr. Powell's presence since he was here and was directed to go to another court at this time. This matter is scheduled for trial. Ms. Horn, how will we proceed?
Your Honor, after speaking with Officer Hoffman, come to a conclusion, as to the investigation, we found that, Mr. Powell has a California driver's license.
Okay, so you're moving to dismiss the case.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to grant the prosecution's motion dismissing the case against Mr. Powell. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, and I have brought two other defendants in, can we do Marquez, Carlisle?
Mr. Carlisle, come forward. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Marquez Carlisle, ticket number P1427754. Mr. Carlisle is charged with violation of the instruction permit student driver unaccompanied, failure to signal, and disorderly conduct. Your appearances, please.
Daniel Wazak with the defendant. Sir, will you tell the judge your name, please? You're gonna have to speak really loud.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Carlisle. Mr. Carlisle's matters are scheduled for trial this morning. Mr. Wazak, how would your client like to proceed?
As of this moment, Judge, I believe Officer Parinello has not appeared. I am making a motion to dismiss.
Okay, thank you. I don't see an Officer Parinello in the court's breakout room. Officer Carter, has Officer Parinello appeared to court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So because he's failed to appear, the court is going to grant your lawyer's motion and dismiss all three counts against you. Sir, you're all set. You're all.
The next would be Andrew Cross.
Mr. Cross, come forward, please. Thank you. Is it DeMarco Cross? Andy. So I don't have an Andrew Cross. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Andrew Cross. This is ticket number P1300170. Mr. Cross is charged with reckless driving. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wazak with the defendant. Will you tell the judge your name, please?
Andrew Cross.
All right, good morning. Mr. Cross's matter is scheduled for trial this morning. Mr. Wazak, how would your client like to proceed?
As far as I'm advised, Judge, Officer Shakur has not appeared. I make a motion to dismiss.
I don't see Officer Shakur in any of the breakout rooms. Officer Carter, has he appeared today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, so he has failed to appear, and because of his failure to appear, the court is going to grant your lawyer's motion dismissing the case against you, sir. Please understand, Mr. Cross, that the dismissal is without prejudice, which means that they can reissue it if they're later able to locate their witness. All right, but you're all set. It's dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll meet the guy, the Harris is here. Did Mr. Boston show up? Here in Boston? Because that's his client. That's what it says on the docket sheet. But that's the officer Fitzgerald Harris. He's here. He's on Zoom. He's on Zoom.
I'd love to have a moment with Ms. Horn when she becomes available.
She just stepped out. I don't know that she heard you.
Oh,
She'll be back on.
well, hopefully we can meet on Zoom.
Right.
Are we going to, is the court not inclined to resolve Mr. King today, Ricky King, or do you want to, set it for that June date?
We're still looking.
Ah, very good, because he wasn't exactly sure of the day. He said he thought late June.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's
You say Cornwall, right?
okay.
Good, how are you? Okay, someone will get with you shortly. Yes. All right, you're welcome, bye.
Mr. Creston, did someone ask you to come out of the breakout room?
No, man,
Did you speak with the lawyer in your breakout room?
I did, but he told me I was waiting on another court date, I think, but he haven't said nothing in the breakout room. Everybody started leaving. I was the only one left. I ain't know
It
what
looks
was
like
going.
it's still people in there. Can you go back to your breakout room? He's not ready. He'll tell you when he's ready. What's on this file here? I have to stamp all this? All these things?
It's the one that's stamped for the game.
Okay.
It's definitely, that's my exception. I don't reschedule all his stuff.
Oh, okay, okay,
That's
okay.
me.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's smart.
And the rate was 130.
Pretty smart. Can you see what Ricky King has? Ricky King, see what cases we have in June. That's a lot to get them. What's happening, what would you rate the? Oh, it's not in our form. All right, Mr. Walling, his matters are not before us. They're in courtroom 218. And when I say his, I'm referring to Ricky King. The case is in June.
218, what are the charges, please?
It's a traffic matter, speeding and expired plates.
Civil infractions on the informal hearing docket. Is that,
Yes,
would your honor be inclined to deal with those in one fell swoop today?
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, you still need to talk to the prosecutor. Do you have her number?
No, well, no, I don't, Judge. So that's a speed and what was the other one?
Expired plates.
I suppose you can give me Ms. Horn's number if you have it handy.
All right, I'll put it in the chat.
Okey doke.
No, thank you. No, I want one, but I can't. I really want one, but I can't. Trying to do better. Had to work.
You know, this is your almost one, so we can celebrate.
Right. But I did yesterday with peach cobbler.
Oh,
Pudding yesterday.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. And pound cake, baby.
Oh, make it.
No, my nephew made it. I live in my in-laws house.
Let's hear it.
That was the fourth invite. I said, let me go and keep inviting.
Was your ex there?
Mhm.
How was that?
It was okay. Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Told me to stop it. Oh my boy. Drive by and sleep in there. She said, he said.
All right, so this is People of the City of Detroit versus Kevin Curry. This is ticket number P1408870. Mr. Curry is charged with interference with city employee. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wazak, on behalf of the defendant. Sir, will you tell the judge your name, please?
Kevin Harold Carisi.
All right, thank you. Mr. Curry's matter is scheduled for trial today, and Officer Mitchell is present in room 1. Mr. Wazak, how are we proceeding?
The city has made an offer for delayed status he'd like to accept.
All right, and Officer Mitchell, can you please turn on your camera and state your name for the record?
Police Officer Nari Mitchell, badge 2125 of the 5th Precinct.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Curry, is what your lawyer stated correct, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I do have a plea recommendation. The city is moving to allow you to plead guilty as charged, but they're asking that the court take this under a 6-month delayed sentence. And what that means, sir, is that as long as you pay all your costs and fines and have no further criminal contact, this will not appear on your record at all. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you want to plead guilty to that count, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you spoken with your lawyer about your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to waive those rights today and plead guilty, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide will be the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, Mr. Curry. Mr. Curry, I'd like to draw your attention to December 1st of last year. Were you in the area of Lansdowne and Casino in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
And did police officers arrive at that location?
Yes, ma'am.
And they were doing some investigating?
Yes, ma'am.
And they were actually investigating your son?
Yes, ma'am.
And did those officers, were they dressed in uniform?
Yes, ma'am.
You knew they were police officers?
Yes, ma'am.
And you failed to step away so that they could continue with their investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Satisfied, Mr. Wazak?
I am, Judge.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied. The court will enter a guilty plea to the charged offense. And the court is gonna schedule this matter for review. I need a 6-month date, Kristen. So November 28th is when you're gonna return. You're gonna owe a fine of $500 for this offense. You'll have until November 28th to pay the $500. You're gonna Zoom in on November 28th at 9 a.m. And as long as that fine is paid and you've had no further criminal contact, this will be dismissed against you. All right, you're all set. Thank you, Officer Mitchell.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
May I approach, Judge?
Sure.
Do you have a Chris Lynn Chisholm file, please?
Just a second. Yes.
May I review it for just a moment, Judge? Thank you.
Ms. Cummings, did someone tell you to come into the Zoom room?
No, ma'am, I was just making sure that, everything was still going. I didn't know whether I was supposed to leave or not.
No, we're still working. We're still trying to get to all the people that have checked in today. So if you can go back to room 5, Mr. Wazak will be in there to speak with you as soon as he's able to.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So when we're looking for the pre-sentence report, I'll look at the ROA again because I saw it was for sentencing.
Let me see, it's a pretty thick file. You talking about Crowell? Crowell? Thick file. I can see where it might be one because I think it's OWI.
That's a review.
Okay.
Morning, Judge.
Oh, yeah, it should be one in there. In the file? Oh. That's for Mr. Wazak. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, if you have a pause,
Yes.
Justice Creston, please.
Okay. Let me find the file. And Ms. Creston, if you can turn on, or Mr. Creston, can you turn on your camera? All right, thank you. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Justin Creston. This is ticket number P1413656. Mr. Creston is charged with failure to display a valid operator's license and defective bumper, fender, or windshield. Mr. Wazak, can we have your appearance, please?
Daniel Wazak with the defendant. Mr. Creston, will you tell the judge your name, please? Your microphone is still muted, sir.
Justice Creston.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Creston.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Creston's matter is scheduled for pretrial this morning. Mr. Wazak, how would your client like to proceed?
There is in fact an offer for fail to display if it was not originally charged that way, and he would plead. The other matter is in default.
Actually, he was warned. I don't think that he even received a citation for it. Okay, so Mr. Creston, is it your desire to plead guilty to failure to display a valid driver's license?
Yes.
Okay, I do have that plea recommendation from the city, allowing him to plead, I guess, as charged to that count. Mr. Creston, have you spoken with your lawyer about your rights?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Mr. Creston, we did speak and I conveyed you this offer, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right, did you understand all the rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to waive those rights today and plead guilty, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone forced threatened, or promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide will be the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Creston. Mr. Creston, I'd like to draw your attention to the date of December 10th of last year. Were you in the area of West 7 Mile and Granville in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Sir, were you driving a 2012 Chevy?
Yes.
And you didn't have a license on your person at the time, correct?
No, ma'am.
All right. Satisfied, Mr. Wazat?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied. I'll enter a guilty plea to the charged offense of failure to display a valid driver's license. And sir, your fine is $240. Can you pay that today?
No, I will need a little more time.
I'll give you 30 days to pay it, okay?
Okay.
You need to have it paid by June 30th. If it isn't paid by June 30th, you need to zoom in to my courtroom on July 3rd.
Okay.
All right. If you have no questions, this matter is concluded.
No questions.
All right, thank you.
Next, we could do Killian, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Killian, if you can turn on your camera.
Your Honor, am I okay to leave? I'm okay to leave.
What happened? What's happened? Ernest Grawl?
Mr. Walls, can I ask you a question real quick?
Because we are currently live streaming, I would prefer we do that in the breakout room. Can you swipe your screen and
Yeah.
tell me what breakout room it's taking us to?
Number 5.
Thank you. I'll join you there.
Okay, I'm out. I'm free. I don't know what happened. We ended up in a breakout room. I don't know who put us in the breakout room. Mr. Coleman, can you turn on your camera, sir? Do you have a case in my courtroom, sir?
Yes.
Did you check in before did you check, were you checked in?
I wasn't checked in. I wasn't aware of the my court date today. I was in the room on the third, my first court date, for like 2 hours. And then I was like
I can't, you're breaking up. I can't understand you.
and I never got the room. I said
I'm
I had
gonna
a
place
court
you on-
date on the 23rd. I was in.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna place you in a room.
Okay.
For Mr. Wozak, for some reason I was taken into a breakout room, so you couldn't hear me, I couldn't hear you. I'm not sure what happened.
I am ready on Mr. Killian and Ms. Cummings. They're both here in the courtroom.
Okay, Mr. Killian, turn on your camera, sir. We're back on the record in the matter of Dayon Killian. Mr. Killian, state your name for the record.
Dayon Eugene Killian.
Okay, so Mr. Killian's matters are before the court for arraignment on the bench warrant. Mr. Wozak, how would your client like to proceed?
The city has provided an offer, Judge. My client would like to accept that, so we'd ask that the warrants be recalled.
All right, the court is going to recall our warrants. Mr. Killian, you want to take advantage of the city's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I do have before me a plea recommendation where the city is moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 502, count 1. 502, count 1. There is a civil infraction where you owe $174. You'll have to pay that. They're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 210, counts 1, 2, and 3. They're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 536, counts 1, 2, and 3. However, you'd have to plead guilty to, on the ticket ending in 540, to an amended charge of failure to display a valid driver's license and 2 counts of having improper plates. Do you understand that, sir?
I believe so. You're saying it's gonna be four different.
It's gonna be 3 counts that you plead on, and there's 1 that is in default that you already owe $174 on. It's not a misdemeanor though.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you had an opportunity to speak with your lawyer about your rights?
Yes.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to waive those rights today, correct?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to waive your rights?
No, ma'am.
Sir, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Killian. I'd like to draw your attention to the date of October 28th of 21. Were you in the area of Schoolcraft and Forward in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you driving a 2014 Dodge?
Yes.
Your license was suspended?
Yes.
Your vehicle was unregistered?
Yes.
And you had no insurance?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Wozak? You're muted.
On all of them, I am satisfied, Judge.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied. I'll enter guilty pleas to the amended charges of failure to display a valid driver's license and having improper plates on counts 2 and 3. Mr. Killian is going to be assessed $240 for each of the 3 tickets he pled guilty on. And so he'll owe a total of $720. Sir, I'll give you until June 30th to either pay the full amount or to enter into a payment plan through the court. If you haven't done that by June 30th, you need to appear before me on June 3rd.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions? I'm sorry, July 3rd, not June 3rd, July 3rd
July 3rd.
is
Okay.
when you'll need to zoom in if you haven't already done that. Thank you.
All right, thank
All right, you're all set.
you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Ms. Cummings, you can turn on your camera, ma'am.
Thank you. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, so this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Fakina Cummings. This is ticket number P1413849. Ms. Cummings is charged with having the civil infraction of having a dirty, obscured, or improperly displayed plate and no insurance. May I have your appearances, please? You're muted.
I'm sorry, Daniel Wozak on behalf of the defendant. Ms. Cummings, will you tell the judge your name, please?
Vakina Cummings.
All right, thank you. Ms. Cummings' matter is scheduled before the court for pretrial this morning. Mr. Wozak, how would your client like to proceed?
There is a recommendation to dismiss, Judge.
Okay, I do have that plea recommendation where the city's moving to dismiss count 2. Ma'am, you do owe that $126 for the civil infraction that's defaulted. If you haven't already paid that, I think it shows that you haven't paid it yet. You'll just need to pay that 120. You did pay it?
No, I haven't paid it yet. I didn't know how much it was. I was waiting to find out.
Okay, it shows $126.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're all set.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Walling, are you ready on any?
Judge, I'm reviewing a pre-sentence report with Mr. Crowell.
Okay, Mr. Walling is who I was
And no, Your Honor, I have not been able to raise Ms. Horn. She's made plea offers prior to getting the information I need with regard to, you know, some of these people are in compliance, so.
And you called her, right?
Yes, I called her the number you gave me. I called her that was the number that was on the email she sent me with the plea forms. We're ready to take it from there. Just as a matter, we could probably get rid of Mr. Saul Quinn, Your Honor. Couple of things. With Mr. Quinn, for the nature of the ticket and a brief discussion with him, I don't believe that he's entitled to a court-appointed attorney. This has to do with an apartment building he owns or used to own. So when I started mentioning that to him, he said, well, he'd like to represent himself. I gave him a rough idea of what he probably should, the information he should get to, but I was going to turn him in to Ms. Horn. So if you'd like to call him, Your Honor.
Why wouldn't he be? And you would.
Well, sometimes, Your Honor, if I see a guy in surgical scrubs, for example, who are you? I'm Dr. Smith. Why are you going on the cheap with a free lawyer? You're entitled to a lawyer if you can afford one. With Mr. Quinn, we started to get into this, and he said, well, this was regards to a building inspection and on an apartment building he owns. It seems to me that he's not eligible for, but when I said, you really should have your own lawyer for this kind of stuff. And he said, well,
I get it. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Professor, can you call Ms. Warren and ask her to zoom in? Hey, Crystal. Crystal Bonnie. All right. Okay, all right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, good morning. Carter will be right back. Okay. Going back to. Thank you. We have Mr. Wazak.
Judge, let's start with Mr. Ernest Crowell.
All right. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Ernest Crowell. This is ticket number Z 808-741. And that charge is, and that count is charged with operating while intoxicated. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wazak on behalf of the defendant. So will you tell the judge your name? Ernest Crowell.
All right, good morning. So Mr. Crowell is before the court for sentencing today. The court has received a summary of substance abuse assessment. Mr. Wazak, have you had an opportunity to review that with your client?
Yes, Judge, my client read through it, advised me that it is accurate. There are no additions or corrections you would like to make.
Okay, thank you. On behalf of your client, Mr. Wazak.
Well, Judge, he has a number of other matters also scheduled for pre-trial today. And he's going to accept an offer and try and get everything on track, complete his probationary sentence. Hopefully, it will be a probationary sentence, and then he can move forward. He's trying to get all of this stuff behind him.
Okay, so I do have several other tickets. I thought they were resolved, but let me look at my docket sheet. So he does have several other matters that are set for pre-trial this morning. Wazak, your client wants to take advantage of the plea offer.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and is that correct, Mr. Crowe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before me is a plea recommendation from the city attorney. The date on it has been amended to reflect today's date. The city attorney has agreed to dismiss several of these tickets against you, sir. They are going to be dismissing the ticket counts 1 and 2 on the ticket ending in 110. They will also be dismissing the ticket ending in 231. Count 1. They will also dismiss the ticket ending in 7261. And they will dismiss the ticket ending in 8251. See, 09. See that ticket? Looks like they're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 6141. Four, 9, 6, 1, 4, 1. Found that one. And I don't see this other one they're moving to dismiss, but we'll pass on that for a second. It indicates that Mr. Crowell will have to plead guilty on the ticket ending in 576. Count 1, failure to display a valid driver's license. He would have to plead guilty on the ticket ending in 6641 to disorderly conduct under a 3-month delayed sentence. Is this the same ticket? 5, 3. Okay, so this is the same ticket. All right, so this is the same ticket. And there's one. Okay. That's the sentencing ticket. All right, so I think that covers all of them, all of the tickets that he has. Mr. Crowell, do you want to take advantage of the city's, did you understand your rights? Did you speak with your lawyer about your rights? You understand those rights? You want to waive those rights today and plead guilty, correct? Anyone forced, threatened, promised you anything to get you to plead guilty? Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide will be the truth, sir? Thank you. All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, I'd like to draw your attention to the date of December 5th of 2019. Were you in the area of Eileen and Florence in the city of Detroit? Driving a 2006 silver Chevy. And you didn't have a valid driver's license on your person at the time, correct? Satisfied?
Yes, sir.
If the court is satisfied, I'll enter a guilty plea to the charge of failure to display a valid driver's license. Sir, I now would like to draw your attention to the date of May 3rd, 2022. Were you in the area of McNichols in Wyoming in the city of Detroit? And did you urinate or defecate in public? Okay, satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied. I'll enter a guilty plea to the charged offense of having of urination or defecation in public. I'll take that under a 3-month delayed sentence. Need a 3-month date. Your fine is gonna be, oops, I'm gonna be gone. Wait.
Okay.
Let's go September. Oh. September 5th. You'll have to return on September 5th with the $240 that you're gonna owe on that ticket paid off. Do you understand? Okay, so you'll do that. And then for the failure to display for not having a driver's license, you owe $240 on that ticket. Can you pay that today? Okay, I'll give you 30 days to pay it, okay? All right, so then you can pay that by June 30th. If you haven't paid it by June 30th, you need to appear before me on July 3rd. All right, so then, is that everything? You have a bunch of tickets that you owe money on. Looks like there's some tickets that you owe money on. And you can get a printout from downstairs once we've concluded this matter. And for sentencing, Mr. Wozak, on the drunk driving case, what would you like to say on your client's behalf?
Judge, once again, as I indicated, the report indicates that it's been more than 45 days since he had his last name. He's been testing regularly twice a week or 2 weeks? Twice a week, and all of those tests have been negative. As I said earlier, he's trying to get all of this consolidated and taken care of so he can move forward.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to say on your own behalf? Okay, thank you. The court has had an opportunity to also review that substance abuse evaluation. And I understand that you haven't used marijuana in 45 days and all your analysis have been negative. So you need to continue doing that, sir. The probation department is recommending that you be placed on probation for a year. And the court is going to adopt that recommendation and place you on probation for 1 year. During that 1 year probation, you'll have to attend outpatient treatment. You'll have to continue with the urinalysis testing at least 2 times a month. You're going to have to do the alcohol highway safety education program. And you'll also have to participate in the victim impact panel. You'll have to also pay your outstanding tickets. It looks like they added it up to $1,592 that will need to be paid. And you'll have to complete 40 hours of community service. For this ticket, the court is also fining you $500 for this offense. I didn't give you that fine. So you'll have that whole year that you're on probation to complete all those things. All right. I would like to check in with you in 6 months to make sure that you are making progress towards what you're ordered to do. So we'll do a 6-month review on November 28th at 9 a.m. That's a good day, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll do your year review and hopefully you'll be done with probation because you will have done everything that you needed to do. Yes, please.
May 28th.
May 28th, 2024 at 9 a.m. All right. So
Does he need to convey his phone number?
yes, sir. If we can please have your phone number.
313
Okay,
858 1147.
thank you. All right. Do you have any questions? All right, you're all set. You're welcome.
Good luck to you, sir.
See, Judge, Ms. Horns, I think, is waiting, but she needs to be placed in a room so I can get to her.
I thought I gave her co-host ability.
Yep, I do. And so what time are you ready, Mr. Walling?
Just tell me what room.
Okay, we can go in room 1. It looks like the officer's out of there.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And while they are conferring, Judge, I do have Chrislyn Chisholm here in the court.
Ms. Chisholm, you can come forward. Just 1 second. We had a lot. All right, this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Chrislyn Chisholm. This is ticket number 502939. She's charged with possession of a gun while intoxicated. May I have your appearances, please?
Paula Cole on behalf of the people, P318888.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Daniel Wozak on behalf of the defendant. Will you tell us the attorney, please?
All right, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Chisholm. Ms. Chisholm's matter is scheduled for trial this morning. Okay. No, her matter is scheduled for pre-trial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I have had discussions with Ms. Paula Cole, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney. This particular statute has 3 levels, Judge, depending on the blood alcohol level. 0.02 to 0.07 is the first group. 0.08 to 0.09 would be the second group. 0.10 or greater is the third group. It is the third group under which she is charged with a preliminary breath test of 0.13. I discussed this with Ms. Cole, and in light of the different effects on her CPL license, Ms. Cole is willing to amend it to being intoxicated at a level between 0.08 and 0.09. That would result in a misdemeanor where the maximum fine is $100 and a 3-year suspension of her concealed pistol license are the consequences. Unfortunately, Judge, when I looked that up, I didn't get the exact statute reference. And then she would accept the amendment to between 0.08 and 0.09.
Okay, so let me see, what's the statute? 75237?
When I looked, Judge, it was 711 point, and there was nothing after that.
Do you have it, Ms. Cole?
I'm looking for it right now. I usually. Bear with me a second. I usually go by 28.425 K2.
28.425 K2?
Yes, carrying a concealed weapon while under the influence.
Okay, 20.425 K2. What's up here? Oh, here it is. And which K2?
Statute. I think we're discussing paragraph B, 2B.
Okay, I see it. I see it. All right. All right, so Ms. Chisholm, did you understand the plea offer that the prosecution has made to you?
Yes.
And let me just be clear, this is a civil infraction. Is this a civil infraction?
Misdemeanor.
It may be a civil infraction, Judge. I know the lower levels are.
It says an individual who violates this section is responsible for a state civil infraction. Oh, it says, or, okay, I'm sorry, or guilty of a crime as follows. So it's a misdemeanor because we're going to subsection B. All right, so you understood it, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you'd like to take advantage of the plea offer?
Yes.
Did you speak with your lawyer about your rights?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
And you want to waive those rights today and plead guilty, correct?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to plead guilty? Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll provide will be the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down, Ms. Chisholm. So Ms. Chisholm, I'd like to draw your attention to the date of March 24th of 2019. Ma'am, were you in the area of Trojan and Greenfield in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And had you consumed some alcohol?
Yes.
All right. And did you also, were you lawfully, well, did you have a CPL?
Yes.
Okay, and you had your gun at the time that you consumed that alcohol?
Yes.
All right, and Mr. Wozak, you would stipulate that her blood alcohol content was at least point,
It's, as long as it's stipulated as a preliminary drug test, yes.
okay, 0.08 at least. Great, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The court will accept that stipulation. Are you satisfied with the factual basis, Ms. Cole?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wozak?
I am also, Judge.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied. The court is going to enter a guilty plea to the offense with the subsection B. And it indicates that you're going to be guilty of that misdemeanor. And you'll have a fine of $100. You can't you can't carry that pistol or use it for 3 years as a result of this conviction, ma'am.
For the
So
court's
it's gonna be
certification,
suspended.
they confiscated both the weapon and the concealed pistol license
Okay,
at the time of the offense.
okay, all right. So when will you be able to pay that fine? Okay, so as soon as, actually, can you pay, you'll need to pay it later in the afternoon because it needs to be input in the system. So you can pay. Okay, well, that's fine. Or you can do it online. You don't have to come in, but you can do it online as well. But just make sure that it's paid. As long as it's paid by this week, then you won't need to appear before me next Monday, okay? All right. Do you have any questions?
That's what it is. Yes, it's in the statute. We'll talk about that.
Any questions? Okay, well then you're all set. You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Powell is outside. Can we dismiss this case?
Oh, yeah, you can let them go.
Okay.
Mr. King, I'm gonna place you in room 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. And Mr. What else did I let in? Chambers, good morning.
All right, good morning.
Were you here previously and got disconnected?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you remember which room you were in?
5.
Okay, I'm gonna place you back in 5. They'll be with you shortly. And Ms. Conley, did someone tell you to come out?
No, I just wasn't for sure if something had happened and I missed it, so I just popped back in, but I can pop back into my breakout room state.
Okay, yeah, we're still trying to get through all the cases, so they're working.
Okie doke.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, I see your hand is raised. Did someone ask you to come out?
No.
Okay, we're still working, so you need to go back in room 6.
Yes, you have to talk to the judge. You have to talk to the judge. You don't talk to the judge on one issue. You have to talk to the judge, yes. I mean, it takes as long as it takes. I'm not for sure. It depends on how many. I mean, you're scheduled for court. We tell you to prepare to be here at least every day. Okay. Again, patience, please. Yes. Yes, yes. You're welcome. Bye-bye. What is the situation, John Spokane? 3664 John Spokane, help me. What's the first name? Oh, Ashley came, she came. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Should take this one. Supposed to do that, I didn't do.
With apologies, it appears I have lost my hosting or co-hosting, and I cannot maneuver through the breakout rooms. I'd like to
Okay.
go with Ms. Horn if she's still in a breakout room.
She is, and I just gave it to you. I think she's in one.
Oh, great, thank you. Oh, that's great.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wallen.
I have some matters that are ready for you.
All right, who are you ready on?
L. Collins. A dismissal. I think it's
Which one? Say his name again.
Lamar Collins.
Okay. Who else?
Saul Quinn is also going to be a dismissal.
Saul Quinn, all right.
Conley, Janicia Conley, something like that. It's an 845 show cause. That's going to be a dismissal.
Okay.
And Ms. Tiles, who is here with the interpreter, that too is going to be a dismissal.
Very good. You may.
That will be previous. And Ms. Horn's picking up some information as we speak.
Got it. And Ms. Horn, Mr. Wazak is looking for you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see if we can get.
You have the Ricky King file.
Yes, just a second.
Yeah, sure. No.
King. Here it is.
Not quite on him. Ms. Horn. Or is that Ms. Horn?
Right.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Please, Mr. King. Thank you.
I am also trying, I gotta get these. So I'm trying to get them out. They haven't come out, Mr. Walling. If you can go into room 6 and ask Miss Conley and Mr. Collins to come out. Oh, there they are. All right, Miss Conley, if you can turn on your camera, ma'am. Just a second.
Hello.
Ms. Horn, are you dismissing the civil infraction on Conley, the accident, improper passing, or left?
I'm not, it might be in the fall. I can see.
Okay. Just count 2. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna get him back out. All right, this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Janicia Conley, ticket number P1440253. Ms. Conley is charged with no insurance misdemeanor and count 2. May I have your appearances, please?
Levex Walling representing Ms. Conley. State your name, please, Ms. Conley.
Janicia Conley.
All right, thank you. So Ms. Conley's matters are before the court this morning for pre-trial. The court has a pre-recommendation where the city is moving to dismiss count 2 against Ms. Conley. Mr. Walling, will you stipulate to probable cause?
That's the no insurance ticket, Your Honor?
Yeah, the no insurance.
I will stipulate to probable cause for dismissal. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that misdemeanor count is going to be dismissed. Ma'am, I think that the accident improper passing charge, you'll still owe on that count, okay? If you haven't already paid it.
Okay.
All right, you're all set.
All righty. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Ricky King, Mr. Walling, you'd have to ask the court as to how they want to proceed with the additional tickets he has coming up in June. I don't see them in the file.
They're not. The court is willing to resolve them today if you're willing to resolve them today.
I'm willing, so Madam Clerk.
It's just, yeah.
Extra ones. The expired plates, I believe you're on, and speeding.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Is it
what
in
the 2
here?
charges are. Speeding, it wasn't in there.
Okay.
This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Lamar Collins. Ticket number P1407615. He's charged with no insurance misdemeanor and having expired plates. Also calling ticket number P1369330. He's charged with no insurance misdemeanor, having expired plates, and driving while license suspended. Also calling ticket number P1248087. He's charged with driving while license suspended. May I have your appearances, please?
Levex Walling representing Mr. Lamar Collins. State your name, please, sir.
Lamar Collins.
Your Honor, I'm happy to report that Mr. Collins is in compliance. I'm moving to dismiss, and I believe you have a written recommendation concurring from the city.
So I do have a recommendation from the city where they're moving to dismiss counts 1 and 3 on the ticket ending in 9330. They're also moving to dismiss count 1 on the ticket ending in 0871. There's one ticket for no insurance on the ticket ending in 7615. And I don't know if that is, I think it's a state ticket. Did you talk to Ms. Cole about that?
I didn't talk to Ms. Cole about that, no, Your Honor. He is in compliance. Do we need to track down Ms. Cole, Your Honor?
You have insurance, sir? Well, I guess I don't know the state's policy. Are they willing to dismiss upon proof of insurance?
I believe that the memorandum of understanding does have that, Your Honor. And he does have insurance. It expires November the 22nd of 2023.
Okay, so I don't have their memorandum of understanding. And so I need to know that she's okay with dismissing that count against Mr. Collins. I will ask the city prosecutor one thing. Ms. Horn, it's a 500.3101, but it's also attached to a expired plate 46-3-1. Is that one that you?
We are able to handle that one.
Oh.
The 4631 would be 463-1 is our enabling code, which allows us to adopt the Michigan vehicle code.
Okay, so then you're satisfied. I know the memorandum of understanding with the city, if there's proof of insurance. So you're moving to dismiss that count as well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The court is going to grant the motion, and I'll dismiss that count against Mr. Collins. You're all set, Mr. Collins. You have some civil infractions that you may owe, but the misdemeanors are all dismissed.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
I'm gonna let Mr. Quinn in. Okay, can you hear us, Mr. Quinn? Unmute yourself.
Hello?
Now, yes, all right. So this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Saul Quinn.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good, just a second. V110-9551-95519. Mr. Quinn is charged with improving maintenance or structure on premises. Mr. Quinn, can we have your appearance, please?
What does that mean?
State your name.
Oh, Saul, S-A-U-L, Quinn, Q-U-I-N-N.
If I
All right,
may,
thank you.
if I may, Your Honor, when I talked with Mr. Quinn, I indicated to him that he should based upon what he told me, that he should talk to the inspector and have the inspector reach out to Ms. Horn. That actually happened, Your Honor, and based upon those conversations, the people are recommending a dismissal.
All right, thank you. So the court does have that plea recommendation from the city attorney. They're moving to dismiss the ticket against you, Mr. Quinn. The case is going to be dismissed, sir. You're all set.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the court for your help. Can I make one comment? I was left on hold for about 3 hours without knowing the status of what I'm supposed to do. If in the future, if somebody could ever just tell people you're going to be left on hold for maybe 2-3 hours, hang in there, just stay on. Because I, like a fool, was bothering the court office by calling them up multiple times saying, what am I supposed to do over here? And nobody is responding. So if I knew that it's going to be a process of up to 2, 3, 4 hours, then I wouldn't bother anybody, just as a comment.
Right. All right. Well, yes. Well, thank you for that. But I think a lot of people know that being in court is an all-day process, or at least an all-morning process. The lawyers are in and out. They're speaking with all the various people that are here, and they're going and they're doing
I
their work.
appreciate it. Yeah, but
All
since
right.
I'm not the fellow who's in the court on a regular basis, I didn't know that. Now I know it, but for future reference. In any event,
All
thank
right.
you for all of your help. All the
Thank you.
best.
You're all set. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Marcus Chambers, fine.
Let's see, Marcus Chambers. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right. I need to get Miss Quillis out. Can you get Miss Quillis out? I tried to get her out so that we can dismiss her case. She's in room 2.
Right, I'll try and get her out. It's a dismissal.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Ms. Quillis, if you can please turn on your camera.
Señora Quillis, por favor, prenda su cámara.
This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Keishla Quillis Droz. This is ticket number P1404582. She's charged with driving an unregistered vehicle, driving while unlicensed, and having improper plates.
Philip X. Wong representing you.
All right, Ms. Rocco, can you interpret that?
Yes. Ese es el caso de Keishla Quillis Droz, teniendo los tiquetes P1404582, teniendo un vehículo no estado con registración buena y otros cargos. Y aquí está el representante del abogado.
And Ms. Quillis, can you state your name for the record?
Señora Quiles, por favor, diga su nombre completo para el archivo de la corte.
Keishla Quiles Dross.
Thank you. Ms. Rocco, can you please state your name?
Maria Rocco.
All right, and can you raise your right hand? Do you promise to translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Ms. Quiles' matters are before the court for pre-trial. The court is in receipt of a plea recommendation. The city's moving to dismiss all 3 counts against her. I'm going to dismiss all 3 counts.
Entonces, la señora Quiles está enfrente de la corte para una conferencia antes del tribunal en los cargos. Hemos llegado a un acuerdo. La ciudad está listo para cerrar los casos y echarlos para afuera. Entonces, eso es lo que vamos a hacer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're all set now.
Ya, gracias. Ya terminado.
Okay.
Thanks, Maria.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ready on Reginald Crawford.
Yes, Judge, I am.
Okay. All right, so this is the people of the city of Detroit versus Reginald Crawford. This is ticket number 22-742-7521. Mr. Crawford is charged with failure to obtain a license as a junk dealer. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wazak on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Crawford, will you tell the judge your name, please?
Reginald Crawford Jr.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Crawford.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Crawford's matter is before the court for pre-trial this morning. Mr. Wazak, how would your client like to proceed?
We'd like to continue a plea of not guilty and have the matter set for bench trial. We'll waive jury.
Okay, Mr. Crawford, you'd like to have this matter set for a bench trial, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, the court is going to set this matter for a bench trial to occur on June 21st at 9 a.m. Mr. Crawford, you'll have to come into 36th District Court on that day and time. It's an in-person hearing.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you on June 21st at 9.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ready on Mr. Cross.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Cross, you can turn on your camera, sir.
How you doing? Sorry, my daughter's with me.
That's fine. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus DeMarco Cross. This is ticket number P1428030. Mr. Cross is charged with having improper plates, driving while license unregistered or untitled, and driving while license suspended. Also calling ticket number P1427934. He's charged with no proof of insurance, expired plates, and defective brake lights. Can we have your appearance, Mr. Wazak?
Daniel Wazak on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Cross, will you tell the judge your name, please?
My name is DeMarco Cross.
All right, good morning, Mr. Cross.
Good morning.
So Mr. Cross's matters are before the court for pre-trial this morning. The court has a plea recommendation from the city attorney. They're moving to dismiss all 3 misdemeanors. Mr. Cross, there still are 3 civil infractions that you owe about $460 on, and you'll have to pay those, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But can I ask one question though?
Yes, sir.
When they pulled me over, I had just bought my car, and they didn't like transfer the plate. What way is for when I purchase a car for me to know whether or not my plate is transferred or not? Like if it's transferred from my other car or not?
I don't know. Do they give you? I think they're supposed to give you something.
They did, and I gave it to the cop. I gave it to the cop, my purchase agreement, and then it has a transfer plate fee of $75. And I showed him, I played it, and like I don't have no way of looking it up myself, so I wouldn't,
right.
And he was pulled me over saying it, and I was like, I'm trying to contest with him, like I don't know what you're talking about, like.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds funny. Mr. Wazak, do you have any? How long was it after you purchased the vehicle that it wasn't transferred?
It was 6 months. So I transferred
wow.
my insurance and everything, and I did it in the dealership, and I thought it was, and then I got pulled over, and it was like, yeah, no, it's not. And then I went to the dealership, and he said, oh, I forgot, it didn't go through. It's everything's together now, but like, how do I
prevent that from happening? Yeah, that's ridiculous. 6 months and they forgot to do it. I don't know. It sounds like something that Sounds like, did you tell, sounds, Mr. Wyman.
The only thing I can suggest, Mr. Cross, is whenever you're doing a vehicle transfer of any kind, check with the Secretary of State and make sure the paperwork has been turned in. For instance, if you sell your car, sign the title, hand it to somebody, you got to be sure that they turn it in, okay?
Okay.
So always
Oh,
check with
contact the
Secretary of
Secretary
State.
of State. That makes-
Okay, check with them first. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye,
You have a
baby.
good one.
All right, you too. Ready on anyone else? What about Ricky King, Rodney Coleman, and Marcus Chambers?
I'm on Ricky King. I'm waiting to speak to Ms. Horning.
She gave me, did I give her the file? Let's see if she gave me some. Oh, yeah, so this is what she's doing. She's gonna dismiss, he's gonna have to plead responsible to blockading,
Okay,
and everything else will be dismissed.
let me talk to him. I think that's gonna be a doable thing.
Okay. Ready on Mr. Chambers?
I believe so, Judge, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Chambers, turn on your camera. Thank you. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Marcus Chambers. This is ticket number P14014006. Mr. Chambers is charged with disregarding a red signal, violation of the basic speed law. Also calling ticket number P14015006. He's charged with driving while license suspended. May I have your appearances, please?
Daniel Wozak on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Chambers, will you tell the judge your name, please?
Marcus Chambers.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Good morning, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Chambers is before the court this morning for a pretrial. How would he like to proceed?
Your Honor, there's an offer from the city. He would like to accept that.
Is that correct, Mr. Chambers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I do have a plea offer from the city. They're moving to dismiss the driving while license suspended count. And they're also willing to dismiss the count 2 violation of the basic speed law. But you would have to plead responsible to limited access speeding, 60 and a 55. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you plead responsible to limited access speeding, 60 and a 55?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wozak, will you stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis?
I do stipulate, Judge, yes.
The court is going to enter a responsible plea to the amended charge of limited access speeding, 5 over. Sir, your fine is going to be $125 and you'll have 14 days to pay that fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you have no questions, you're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ready on Ricky King.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. King, can you take that off your head? Gotta do
Oh,
that.
sorry.
That's fine. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Ricky King. This is ticket number SP 145-63122. He's charged with having expired plates. Also calling ticket number SP 145-63121. He's charged with speeding 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. Also calling ticket number P 115-2172. He's charged with driving while license not valid or improper. And lastly, calling ticket number P 122-5900. He's charged with driving while license suspended and no insurance. May I have your appearances, please?
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Philip X. Walling, representing Ricky King. State your name one more time for us, Mr. King.
Ricky King.
Your Honor, my
Sorry,
client. I'm sorry. I keep stepping on you, Judge. I apologize.
Go ahead.
My client will be tendering a plea pursuant to the people's recommendation, and that is that he'll be pleading an amendment to the speeding ticket to impeding traffic and the balance of the tickets to be dismissed because he is in compliance.
All right. Mr. King, is that what you'd like to do, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I do have a plea recommendation from the city. They're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 17172, count 1. They're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 5900, counts 1 and 2. And they're moving to dismiss the ticket ending in 6312, count 2. But you'd have to plead responsible to blockading traffic on the ticket ending in 6311. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you want to plead responsible, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you plead responsible to blockading traffic?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Walling, will you stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis?
I will.
The court will enter a responsible plea to the amended charge of blockading traffic. Sir, your fine is $175 and you have 14 days to pay that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set.
All right.
That's just one more. Mr. Coleman. Did you speak with Mr. Coleman?
I did not.
He came in. He was here.
I know he's been in and out.
Yeah. He's in, I think he's in room 4, I think.
Did you talk to him by any chance, Dan?
No, I did.
Is that a Rodney Coleman?
Rodney, yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you what the offer is in here?
Yes.
They're dismissing counts. Oh, they're dismissing the misdemeanors and he owes on a civil infraction. So we'll bring them in.
Very good.
Close our rooms.
Your Honor, while we're waiting for the rooms to close, I did see a Tyreek Copeland in the waiting room.
Right, but he came after 10.
Oh, all right. And it's an arraignment on a bench warrant anyway.
Okay. I'll tell him to come back tomorrow. Seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Mr. Coleman, can you turn on your camera, sir? All right, and can you take off your, yes, thank you. This is the people of the city of Detroit versus Rodney Wendell Coleman Jr. Ticket number P1434627. He's charged with having expired plates, no insurance misdemeanor, and driving while license not valid. Mr. Walling, can we have your appearance, please?
Philip X. Walling, representing Rodney Coleman.
Mr. Coleman, state your name.
Rodney Coleman.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Mr.
morning.
Coleman's matter is before the court for pretrial. Mr. Coleman, the court has a plea recommendation where the city is moving to dismiss the 2 misdemeanor counts. You just have to pay the civil infraction of having expired plates. Okay, because that's in default. So you just need to pay that $145 and the other tickets are going to be dismissed against you.
Okay, even if the car that I was driving it was my sister's car.
You were the captain of the ship there, Mr. Coleman. You go down with the ship.
All right, so $145, you need to pay that.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Judge. Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
Excellent. Judge, have a great day, won't you?
Thank you, you too.
See you soon.
All right, bye-bye.